Hey there, this is Mr. Icarus, and welcome to yet another edition of Icarus Plays Doom 2016. We're finally at the Argent Tower. We're gonna have to climb all the way up that sodding thing, but not before we cross that slightly dilapidated bridge. And before that, we're gonna have to make our way through this hangar here. So, about them weapons. Looks weird, doesn't it? In the middle of the screen. I'm now using the classic Doom positioning option for the weapons, and it's bizarre. It is just very strange. It's going to take a lot of getting used to, but I'm happy playing like this for the remainder of the game if you guys are happy to see it like this as well. But it's kind of like a not quite iron sight position. You know what I mean? Usually you've got the weapon all the way up to your face with an iron sight, takes up a lot of the screen, but here not so much. It's weird. It's odd. And despite the fact that I do play a lot of classic Doom, having it in this context is just strange. But anyway, hello Skelly. Goodbye Skelly. We've got a room full of irritating sons of bitches here. We've got Hellraisers, we've got Possessed, we've also got another Revenant, and some of the Possessed soldiers as well that like to do that really irritating charge move that lands you with a big old ball of Argent plasma up your jacksy. So we're going to take care of those guys as quickly as we can. The Revenants, not really all that much of a problem to me. I'm very, very used to dealing with them at this point. But they're still always fun to encounter all the same. And you are the last. Fantastic. Now the nice thing about this stage is it's where you finally pick up your jump boots. I've been looking forward to this for quite a while, and that's because in my dry playthroughs of levels in preparation for this Let's Play, I had my full save file available to me, which means I could do every early level with the jump boots ability, which feels really weird when you go back into a new run and you suddenly don't have the ability to do that. But now that I've got it back, I feel like I've got my mobility back up to max, and we can start kicking ass on an even more mobile basis. But before that, we're gonna do ourselves a Rune trial. As you can see, there's 2 on this stage. There's also a few Argent energy cells to be found, but this will give us the ammo boost. This is a little bit of a tricky one. If you remember the barrel Rune trial, where you had to be very careful about what order you took them out in, this is kind of the same, only the barrels can move. We've got to eliminate 30 unwilling. These are basically possessed that have been to hell and back. They're very crispy. And we've only got 6 seconds. I think we can do this. Let's give it a first shake, shall we? Now, I remember saying that Rune trials aren't all that especially hard, but that doesn't mean they can't be a little tricky every now and again as well, and that is certainly what I'd regard this one as. This is the same kind of arena that I tackled last time with the barrels, but coming through this first time, if you're fresh to this can be extremely disorientating and tricky to get your head around, because you do have to make sure you tackle this in a kind of specific order. Otherwise, you'll miss your window in order to take these guys out, and you'll rapidly find yourself getting lost, losing valuable seconds, and having to do the whole damn trial all over again, which ain't nobody got time for that. So after this, we're gonna have to hop through the middle. See what I mean? It gets a little tricky, but as long as you can keep your head about you and get down to those final 4 or so, the game helps you out, gives you a red outline, and we've completed that Rune trial, no problems whatsoever, and we now have access to the ammo boost, which will increase the value of ammo received from demons and items. But we can't equip it just yet. We don't have that extra Rune slot. We're going to have to find at least 1 more Rune trial. I know there's at least 1 more in this stage, and I think I know exactly where it is. So soon enough we'll have access to that 2nd slot. So with that taken care of, where does that leave us? We've got at least 1 more thing to find here, if my memory serves me correct. And the best way to do this is to hop up this ledge, then hop up another ledge, and then hop over to the upper end of the hangar. You're going to have to go up here anyway, but you want to make a little bit of a detour around the back and jump up to these ledges, again following the old reliable green lights, and here's your first Argent energy cell. Very useful, always worth seeking out, and just to appease that one guy in the comments that keeps yelling ammo every time I come up to an Argent cell, this one's for you, buddy. I'm finally going to upgrade my ammo. Are you happy now? You happy? We've got 150 max health. I think we've got 125 armor? Maybe up to 150. I'm not entirely sure. And there is actually a health recharge down there. I'm reasonably sure of it. And I should probably use it before I hit the bridge, because I've been known to have problems with the old bridge. So we're going to juice ourselves up as much as we can. Better be safe than sorry. Oh, and there's also a little PDA entry over there as well. Always worth picking them up, just to increase your codex. If you're a fan of looking through all of the backstory and the lore for a game, Doom is absolutely fantastic for that kind of stuff. There is oodles of stuff for you to read, long after you're done, you know, blasting through the campaign. It's always interesting to read the entries on the enemies and locations and bits and bobs. But this is an area that quite frequently causes me to kick the bucket. Not because it's tough enemy-wise, but because I'm absolutely rubbish when it comes to first-person platforming. And now that we've got access to a double jump, that means that things right now are going to get very hairy. And we got imps. So, we're going to have to kill all the imps as quickly as humanly possible. There is a challenge on this stage associated with them. We're going to have to crack their jaws off from behind 4 times if we want to get that challenge completed, but this is certainly not the place to do it, because these death falls will quite frankly fuck you up. And these imps, if you do not take them out at this stage, they can become extremely annoying later on, and I'm thinking I might have a chance here. Let's see if I can soften... No, he's dead. Oh well. I'd rather he be dead than annoying, because that's what happens when you leave him alive. If you leave him alive, they can hit you with long-distance fireballs, which, trust me, hurt. Oh crap, there's one. You alright there, buddy? That was satisfying. That was very, very satisfying. Very squelchy. I always enjoy the squelchiness. Oh, bugger. No, I lost my footing. This is the thing that always screws me up here. But yeah. If we go behind him and then attack him. Hence, no, that didn't work. You've got to be very, very exact with your positioning. You've got to be squarely behind an imp if you want to do the chiropractor move, as it says in the challenge. But before we crack on with any of this, I think we've got a few points that we can use. So, we've got 4. And we now have the stun bomb here, which we are definitely going to be upgrading, because it's a hell of a lot better at taking out those shields than the heat blast. That's the thing that always confused me. But yeah, stun bomb all the way. And we're going to upgrade our dexterity, which means we can switch our weapons faster, which means we're not fumbling in the middle of a firefight when we run out of ammo, which we thankfully now have a more increased capacity for. And in terms of the other challenges, we've got 3 secrets to find on this stage. Not really all that hard. And we've got one that heavily implies there is a quad damage orb on this stage. We've got to kill 30 enemies, I think, or is it 15 enemies? Let's double check. 15 enemies using quad damage. That should be doable. That should be doable. Apologies if I burp during the course of this one. I'm very gassy. Oh, jeez. We got our first annoying shield customer. How you like them apples, you son of a bitch? Hey, that makes it so much easier. So much easier. I don't know if I said this in a previous video, but I did completely misunderstand any of the advice when it came to how to use the plasma gun effectively for taking those shields down. I was using the wrong mod, and it cost me. But now we're good. Now we're okay. We can all be friends with the concept of making these enemies go splat. And we got another shield guy. Shield no more. Face no more. Lovely. It's how you want all situations to play out. We've now got another weapon upgrade point, which is always nice, and a mod. So, what do we want to add? Do we want to add remote detonation, tactical scope, explosive shot? The options are limited, quite honestly. We're going to go for explosive shot. As far as I can tell, there are enough of these drones in the entirety of the game to upgrade every single weapon mod, or activate every single weapon mod. But we're going to try our best to find as many of them as we can. And I'm just going to get around the corner here so I can get myself some armor. No, he doesn't want to scale that. There we go. He's feeling a little rebellious. He didn't want to accept my control, our old Doom Slayer. Which ain't good. This is a game that's all about having to be in control. Being skillful in control. You don't want a control method that rebels against you. But anyway, we've got another sooty token type thing to pick up here. We've now got our 3 secrets discovered in the challenge. So we can sod the rest of them if we want to crack on with things. And I don't think we've got enough to upgrade anything in the Praetor suit right now, so that's no biggie. But we're going to pay another visit to the ever-charming and blood-spattered Dr. Olivia. Speak the devil. Looking a little bit wiry, carrying her bicycle pump of doom.
Argent accumulator she's carrying.
Sure, Argent accumulator. I just feel like they ran out of budget in the prop department here and just thought, you know, what'll look good? Bicycle pump. Screw it. Put some red crap around it. No one will know the difference. Sorry if you were trying to understand what Hayden and Vega were saying, but quite frankly, at this point, I don't really give a toss. I'm all about killing Olivia because she's a lazy bitch that takes the lift when you're supposed to be taking the stairs. How are you going to get fit if you don't take the stairs? Just more reasons to kill the bitch. But anyway, as you can see, we've picked up the super shotgun again, which should ideally mean that we get double shotguns, double super shotguns. I'm sure that's the technical term, but sadly that is not an option in this game, so we're just going to have to get over it and then get cracking with one of our other challenges. You remember the imp one? Well, we're going to try that here. We've got a little bit more space, and if you go directly behind, there we go, you can give them a good old jaw yank. I was trying to say a word, it didn't quite happen. Oh well. And that barrel ruined my chances of getting it on the other guy. Oh well. We've got a fair few Hellraisers, and oh, one more imp. One more imp. Maybe we can dodge around these guys and get that one extra challenge bit before we go loco on these sons of bitches. We're good. I'm ready. There's a quad damage orb. You know what? I'm going to pick a weapon that has a lot of splat to it. Should we do plasma? We've actually got quite limited ammo here. We're going to stick with the heavy assault rifle in that case. But as you can see, this baby really tears through the sons of bitches now. And we've got a summoner to deal with. We're going to have to take care of that as quickly as we can. There are 2 summoners in this stage. You can easily take care of them if you're right up close to them. But I've now lost the quad damage, but thankfully, due to one of my upgrades, it sends out a wave of damage when it depletes, which will get rid of all the annoying gits around you if they're all ganging up a little too close. We've got one more summoner. I was thinking of trying the chainsaw again on her, but I'm just thinking that maybe at this point, it just doesn't work. She just doesn't take to the old chainsaw animation, so instead, I am gonna try and just do a standard glory kill. Why won't she bloody soften up? Christ. Are you done yet? Crikey! How much health does this bitch have? There we go. Here's your punishment. That's for being annoying. At least it's not an archvile. That's what I always say. At least it's not an archvile. God, I hate archviles. Developers, if you're watching this, likely, if you're watching this, please do not include the archvile in New Doom 2. Or if you do, make them less friggin' annoying than they are in regular Doom 2. So, we got our ammo back up, and we're now officially in the tower. And this is where things get a little tricky. You can suffer embarrassing deaths to environmental things like these rotating things. I have no idea what they are. But there's also a few secrets to be discovered here as well, and you can completely miss them if you just follow the critical path, as they say, if you just go down the standard route. But if you follow me, if you come with me, I'll be able to show you a world of pain. and lovely secrets, ideally. If you're wondering where the secret level is, it is still here. I am still looking for it. It's just that it's going to take a while for us to reach it. And I don't want to be heading out there just yet. You want to backtrack, and you want to head down here. And if you leap up to this ledge, get up to the top of this one, avoid being crushed by the one above, and then double jump up to this ledge. And I think you just need to run across one more of these big rotatey things. And, oh, this isn't going well. This is going badly. Sod the rotatey thing. Follow the green light. This is getting very involved, isn't it? And then if you drop down, you get a collectible. Wonderful! Now, that's probably the first time I've actually bothered with that. And are there any more? I have no idea. I think there's just one. I think there's just one collectible. Actually, no. That's completely wrong. There are 2 on every single level. Pretty sure I've read that somewhere, so we're going to try our damnedest to find that either way. But now, we are into the tower proper. And this means we're going to see a few fatties. We're going to have to brace ourselves for a bit of fatty action. And the super shotgun is out because there is a mastery challenge with this that I can now fulfill. Which means, actually no, it's the regular combat shotgun. If I use the regular combat shotgun and kill one of these fat, lovely specimens with a charge blast, I will be able to get the full upgrade spec for my combat shotgun, yeah. As you can see, kill 5 Mancubi with the charge burst. We could try that. We could definitely give that a go. But you know what? Personally, I'm thinking this fight is going to require a lot more of my attention here, so I'm going to save that for much later on in the game, and we're going to bust some guts. We are now in the fight proper, ladies and gentlemen, if the rampant rock soundtrack didn't, you know, clue you in. And you got to be careful with Mancubuses, because they do have a area attack that can damage you quite a lot and also force you back. We've got some annoying bastard possessed soldiers, which we're going to have to deal with relatively quick. As you can see, I'm enjoying the ability to bounce all over the place here because it will save my bacon a fair few times. But yeah, hopefully we can take out those Hell Knights before they get a little too numerous. And the one thing that cracks me up about the old rocket launcher here is, where's the backblast? The backblast is firing directly onto the chest of Doom Guy here, and I'm nearly dead. Gonna have to take care of that. Also, there is a quad damage orb. This is what I've been looking for. Oh baby, you guys are going down. Oh god, the quad damage rocket launcher is a beast. All you need is a full lock-on, and things are pretty much dead. You don't really need to worry about skillful combat at that point. And we've now got our Overkiller challenge complete, which is absolutely lovely. We got one of our weapon mastery slots completed. Again, thanks to quad damage. And we got a skeleton. Oh dear. Stop being so agitated, skeleton. Calm down. Have some calming shotgun blasts directly to the face. Yeah, you know, ultimately that's what calms down enemies the most. Removing their heads, because if they don't have anything to, you know, physically think with anymore, how can you actually be agitated? It makes perfect sense. And we've got a few more goons lurking around here. This is another thing that cracks me up about arena encounters. After a while, you do run out of enemies. And it becomes a little bit of a hide-and-seek exercise, because the music is going full tilt, and I have no idea. There you are. The last imp in the house, that's what it was. We got another weapon upgrade point. Fantastic. Okay, so now we got to start climbing. And if you want to know how far we got to go, it's all the way to the top. All the way to the top. But hopefully, god damn it, I was going to try and top up my armor, but I find this arena is a little deceptive when it comes to how high you can jump on certain things. And these things descend so friggin' slow. So friggin' slow. You just be waiting for ages for the damn thing to come back down. Okay, finally, we can get going on this thing. But I really do enjoy this part. It's very vertical. It's something that I don't get to enjoy all that much in FPS games. And the one thing you do have to watch out for, including the bit with the bridge, is if you fall from a great height here, you're pretty much dead.
She ruptures that accumulator near the Argent beam. She could open a portal to their world that we will never be able to close.
Now, there are a few more secrets to find around here, and that is why I will be opening the auto map on a fairly frequent basis here, because some of them are cunningly hidden. There's a little bit here that I believe has a collectible, so we're going to have to bounce, as they say. Hey! We got our second collectible, and that sorts that. And then hopefully... No, we're not bouncing! We're bouncing the wrong way. Thankfully our impact compensation saved us there, but if we would have fallen off the ledge a little too far to the left or the right, we would have been screwed. And we don't want to be doing that. We don't want to be screwing the Doomslayer over. He's got a very important job to do. So, I'm going to be following that green light. And, my game has crashed. Shit.